All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well, walling up this truth from and salutation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, Shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua. And on today, just basically getting on what's going on throughout the planet Earth, the wars and rumors of wars, and nothing but evils are increasing. Thus saith in Ezekiel the seventh chapter, how the evils are going to be synonymous with the end, man. So the more crazier it get, the more bad times come upon the planet Earth, is the closer we get into the kingdom of heaven, man. You know? And as you can see, brother, see I have an article and it says titled Gaza Death Toll tops 10,000. UN calls it a children's graveyard. And I'm finna play a little bit of this video. I'm not gonna play all of it because they'll strike your page for the graphic things that they have in here, man. Everything shows you that Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of, especially those damn Amalekites. Because under the banner of peace, or under the banner of let us get our lick back, they destroying everything in their sight. And don't think they're just gonna slow down. No, it's going to get more crazier and crazier as we get closer to the end. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this video and I'm gonna get the scriptures out here.
Gaza is becoming a graveyard for children.
UN leaders demanded a humanitarian ceasefire on Monday as Israel faced mounting pressure over civilian deaths nearly a month into the Gaza war.
Right now, this I'm gonna play just 13, 12, 6, and Spirit 13 goes to suffering too. But through the Spirit, they telling you, hey, Israel, slow down. The death toll is getting too high. And once you read a little bit of the articles, it says 10,000 people died and 4,000. And it's a quote, could have been more, it could have been less. You know what I'm saying? Even with that number 10,000, could have been more, could have been less. They says 4,000 of them was only kids, man. So what the hell are these people doing? They're proving the point, showing you that they are the devil, but they also proving the point that biblical prophecy is alive and well, man. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get this. This is the book of Saint Matthew, 24, and I'm gonna start at start at verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's the time that we are coming into. When these people are not going to care whether you were a kid or anything. It's going to be a point of desperation upon the planet Earth, every man for himself, man. And if you're not covered with the covering of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you're going to get caught up in these plagues. You're going to get caught up in these evils, man. You know? Because again, nobody is caring about what's your, it's you, he's just a baby. They don't even care about the kids anymore, man. And ultimately, Esau, this is how he's finna get ready to strike fear into all these people. Because soon as this comes to the West, if you don't get right, these things can happen to your kids. Let's go ahead and continue on. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. Right there. So we have to endure these trials and tribulations that's coming upon the planet Earth, man. Because these things are not only affect the Middle East, these things are going to end up affecting us. Because best to believe all hell is going to break loose throughout all four corners of the world, man. These Americans don't think they can be touched, but one day, guess what? The Lord's going to let everything touch this place. And if you're not built up in the spirit, if you're not grounded in Yahweh Shai, you're going to get taken by these things. Let's get this in the book of 2nd Ezra 14 and verse 13. Now, therefore, set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Yes, that's why we reproving and rebuking, telling you to get right before all hell break loose, man. It says, comfort such of them as be in trouble and now renounce corruption. Yes, because we all are, in trouble. But guess what? We're going to know what trouble really like in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. When the EMP attack happened, on the lights off, no running water, you don't know your next meal coming in. Hey, wait until you see the face of these Americans once desperation hit, man. Because they're going to be desperate because they're not going to have no hope. As for us, we're going to hope in the Most High, man. Let's continue on. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. Yes, and that's basically talking about the thoughts of the flesh, man. The things that will hold you back. Because that's what Esau is going to use to make people take that tiny device. That's what Esau is going to use, fear, whether he fearmonger the people to death, or whether he just come and lay it down with the sword, or whether he just come with his sensitive, man. Whether you get $500 a month if you take this device, and we'll give you an extra 2 cases. You got 2 kids. That's how it was with the stimulus checks. It depends how many kids you had in the household. But just going back, it says put off these weak nature, these lustful thoughts, these things that can hold you back, because that's another way the devil can get you. Matter of fact, let's get some in the book of Ephesians, the 6th chapter. Because with this word and with this truth, we have to, apply these things. So when these things come to us, we can stand still. This is the book of Ephesians 6. Let's just go ahead and get to the point. This is the book of Ephesians 6, and I'm starting at verse 16. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. Let's go ahead and get this in NIV. Ephesians 6 and 16 in NIV. It says, in addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Because Esau, he's been getting ready to take shots, man. Basically take shots at your salvation and take shots at your soul. Whether it be him coming with the MOTV or whether him coming with the sword, man. He's gonna try to make everybody bow down into this NWO. And if you're not willing, for the lack of better words, he's gonna try to gun you down. That's why he's doing those different things in Hamas in Gaza, man, which a lot of those people wasn't even involved in the bullshit they happened, but under the banner of a false flag, these devils think they have all right to do this. And you think he's going to calm down, but you ain't telling him to calm down. It's too many people in 1 month. The people going to catch on to us. These devils don't care, man. Because on top of that, they're not counting off the deaths that the U.S. just did with Syria, a damn drone bombing. They're not counting those. They're not even counting the deaths that they don't even know about. That the ground troops did. So for a lack of better words, you're gonna have to have your high by Shemal Shai on your side so you can be delivered from this thing, man. Be delivered from the fiery darts, man. You know? It says, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. And that's why you know that these words that we have are so precious, because these words are able to save your soul, man. Let's go ahead and go back into the second Ezra 15 and jump it down to verse 15. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So greater evils, greater bad times is finna get ready to come upon the planet Earth. And if you're not under the protection of Yahweh Shema Shai, for the lack of better words, then you're going to get caught up in those plagues, man. Then you're going to get caught up in the evils that's finna rain down upon the planet Earth, man. You know? And as brothers, man, it's only going to get worse and worse, man. Let's go ahead and read a little bit of this article. It says Gaza is becoming a graveyard for children. The heart of many waxing cold, man. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said Monday, amplifying demands for a ceasefire in the enclave, wherein the Palestinian Health Authority said the death toll from Israeli strikes have exceeded 10,000. Both Israel and Hamas militants who controls Gaza have rebuffed mounting international pressure for a ceasefire. Israel says hostages taken by Hamas during its rampage in South Israel on October 7th should be released first. Hamas says it will not free them or stop fighting while Gaza is under assault. So if you got a beef with Hamas and you know the yet, why you won't go into them? Why the whole nation have to suffer for it? Ultimately, it's judgment from the Most High, Yahweh Shema Shah, punishing these heathens. But for the lack of better words, they don't give an excuse for Esau to be the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. This is another reason why when he says in the book, I think Salaki, book of Revelations, the 11th chapter, around the 17th verse, and the nations were angry. This is the reason why the nations are going to be angry, because the world police, America, and their side broad, Israel, is going to be causing mischief to reign upon the planet Earth, man. You can see it happening right now. Ground operations by the Israel Defense Forces and continued bombardment are hitting civilians, hospitals, refugee camps, mosques, churches, and UN facilities, including shelter. No one is safe, Guterres told reporters. And best to believe it's going to be the same thing that's going to come over here to the West. Greater evils, and nobody's going to be safe. The only way you're going to be protected in that time, you're going to have the Lord on your side, man. You know? Go ahead and continuing on. At the same time, Hamas and other militants use civilians as human shields and continue to launch rocket launchers indiscriminately toward Israel, saying it's like towards Israel. He said, calling for an immediate and unconditional release of all hostages. Israel said 31 soldiers have been killed, so 31 compared to 10,000. It began expanded ground operations in Gaza on October 27 and reiterated the Hamas was hiding with civilians at hospitals. Hamas said the idea that Hamas was based in hospitals was a false narrative that the UN should verify. So somebody lying. If you blowing up these hospitals for a reason, why would they hide in the hospital? All they want to have their own secret cave or something like that. You know? Why they not hiding in the mountain, in the desert, and they using children as human shields? These are the narratives of the devil, the deceit and the sword. This is how he continues to rule over the whole planet Earth. But through the Spirit, the Lord is casting all the wickedness that this devil is doing. He's casting it down. So the only thing this devil can use now is the sword, the spirit of lay down and get down, man. You know? Let's continue on. It says, get to the point right here. Gaza is becoming a graveyard for children. Hundreds of girls and boys are reportedly killed or injured every day, Guterres said. International organizations have said hospitals cannot cope with the wounded, and food and clean water are running out with aid deliveries nowhere near enough. And that's just the spirit of the Lord, man, making things evil upon the planet Earth. This is actually a time. This is the season that we are in. The season of folly, the season of everything can go good and dandy. The season of comfort is gone out the window, man. Now we are in the season of war. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. And this is the time the Lord is going to pluck up this beast system. But he's going to do any and everything to try to hold on to it. Because this Hamas and Israel thing is nothing but an act of desperation. Continuing on, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. And that's why this devil, he's killing everybody in sight. He don't care if you a 3-month-old, he don't care if you 99. He don't even care if you in the hospital. He's going to throw that down with it. But also, in the midst of this chaos, the Lord is building up the nation of Israel. A time to weep and a time to laugh. Over there in Hamas, they're weeping. They're not laughing. A time to mourn and a time to dance. They're not dancing over there. And even though here in the West is dance and there is laughter over here, best to believe very soon in the future that they're going to come in the same state, man. Because everybody upon the planet Earth is going to be a victim unto prophecy, man. This folly spirit is going to get out of here, man. Continuing on, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. Nobody embracing America. Israel is not embracing Hamas. A time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And as you can see, we are not in the time of peace, man. We are not in the time of love. We are in the time of hate and war. But after that hate and war get over, then we're going to be in the time of peace, man. But as you can see, 10,000 kids, you might as well say, have died over there in Hamas. And just best to believe is going to come to these miglets over here in the Western culture.